Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely, completely random podcast for Saturday, January 27th, 2018. We are finally in the last Saturday of January. Woo! Finally! Yep, and I survived my overnight trip! Yay! I'm going to be letting everybody know about that. That was a fun trip. But before we get into that, what topics do I have this week? I'm going to be talking about the Super Saiyan Showdown, or the lackluster Super Saiyan Showdown. Why is it that all these things get the hype built up and then it sucks? Unfortunately, an update for a topic I talked about last week, Dragon Ball Super is ending. But there's a possibility it might be continued. I'll have to find out about that. The 6-star champions are coming to Contest of Champions that Marvel does, January 31st. And I'm going to be discussing that right off their blog page, by the way. It's exactly where I'm getting the info. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC is detailing the releases for Jiren and Android 17. Oh, goody. Sword Art Online has an AR event that's putting fans into the game. About damn time. Japanese fans rank the anime that topped the original manga or novel, so get ready for that rapid-fire list. The Academy Awards didn't nominate any anime films for 2018's awards ceremony. What the hell? And for those of you that are going to see the 4D screenings of the 2016 Detective Conan film, guess what? There's going to be a special message. I'm going to talk about that. But before we get into that, you know the drill. RHOADS-2012 on eBay. That's all I got to say, folks. You know the drill by now. But for those of you that don't, I have collectibles. I have oddities. I have weird stuff that you would find at a damn yard sale. I buy cheap and I sell cheap. Because that's just the way I am. So check it out. It's ARHOADS-2012. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads. So, how was my week? Well, if you can't tell by my voice, my cold has gotten worse. Though I am, happily, I want to say I'm on the upswing of it. My cold's gotten worse. My mom's sick. She's caught it. My grandfather definitely caught it. On top of mine, he caught the cold that my aunt's grandchildren brought up. So my grandfather's great-grandchildren brought a cold up when they came up to visit on New Year's, and we all pretty much got it. It's safe to say we all pretty much got it. Ironic that it's like 26 days later, we're all starting to show symptoms of it. But yes, we all got sick. Like every freaking year. Plus the changing weather outside didn't help and everything else. But what can you do? I mean, what can you do? We finished up inventory. Happily it works. So it's back to normal starting next week. Yay. Other than that, week's been pretty uneventful. I mean, honestly, it kind of has. It's been pretty uneventful most of the week. So, let's just jump in, start off with the topics. I got a lot to go through this week before the end of the podcast, so let's get started, shall we? So, let me explain about my overnight trip. This was fun. I have nicknamed the trip the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and the one guy that got sucked along for the ride. Now, for those of you wondering what I mean by that, well, the trip consisted of myself, my store manager, my other supervisor, and my one coworker. 3 women and me. Yep, that was the entire trip. The trip was nice. I will safely admit that the trip was nice. It was a lovely trip. The scenery was beautiful. We saw ice shelves and literal ice pallets in the water. We passed this lake. We saw literal shelves and things of ice because it was so cold up there. the sights were just wonderful to see. We stopped at what I have so lovingly nicknamed the Roach Motel, which is where we were put up for the night. Basically, after we got back from doing inventory, we slept there for like a few hours, and then we left later in the morning. But I got a king-size bed. I had the king-size bed. I kind of liked it. King-size bed. I don't even have a king-size bed that I sleep on now. I sleep on a very small bed. I don't even know what... I think mine's just like a double. This is a king-size bed. This thing was huge. I barely even took up half of it. The room... I ended up getting the only smoking room. What's ironic is I don't smoke. But that's the only room that had a king-size bed. So I got that room. Cool. It was kind of neat. Though I keep telling this joke, and my manager keeps telling me I'm lying, but she can't prove it, and she can't deny it. So I keep joking that I made friends with the rat in my room. She's got no proof. She can't prove it or deny it, so it's like, I don't know what to say to that. But it's like, yeah, I kind of have. It's like, I made that joke. I'm like, yeah, I made friends with the rat in my room. And she's just giving me this look like, yeah, whatever. So it was kind of nice and everything. We left. We got up there about, I want to say, 4 o'clock-ish, 4:30. Dropped our stuff off. Went quick, got a bite to eat. Had to double back to the hotel quick because my other supervisor forgot her shirt, and my one coworker wanted to get her bottle of soda that she brought along to drink. So we had to double back quick to get that. We ate at a Burger King, which was kind of nice. I haven't had Burger King's food in, I want to say, years. It has been years since I had Burger King. So we ate there. Left there, doubled back, went to work. We're there till about, I want to say, 2:30 in the morning, give or take. Went back to the hotel, I slept until about 6. Like 6:30, 7 o'clock's when I woke up. Then I showered, I got dressed, and I'm sitting there, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, because we had to check out by 11. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, okay, the last I had heard when I was opening my door when we got back, and I'm going to say it was like at like about maybe 2:30-ish, give or take, in the morning, maybe 2 o'clock, I don't know. I'm opening my door. Last I'm hearing is we're leaving by 10 or we're leaving by 10:30. And I'm like, okay. So I'm standing out by my manager's car because she drove us all up, and it's like, okay. I'm waiting out there for almost a good hour before everybody came out, and I'm like, I'm used to this. I'm used to standing outside waiting for people to show up. I'm used to standing outside waiting for my supervisor to show up at work. I'm used to standing outside and waiting for things. I'm used to this by now. I'm getting a little exercise in, doing a little like Tai Chi, just so that the maintenance people don't think I'm weird or something, that I'm standing out there like, okay, he's waiting for something, we gotta call the cops. No, I'm waiting for my coworkers, but while they're taking their dear sweet time, because they slept a little longer than me, I'm doing a little bit of Tai Chi. So that was my little enjoyment. So it was sort of funny. It was the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, like I said. So when we're done, everybody comes out. We go over to Buffalo Wild Wings to eat lunch. Again, it's the four of us. We're in there. And this is what I find was ironic, is that I got the most sensible thing on the menu. I got a thing of chicken tenders, crispy chicken tenders, and a soda. That was it. That was my entire meal. Whereas my 3 traveling companions got mozzarella sticks for an appetizer, some type of salad thing for an appetizer. My coworker got, I think nuggets or something to eat, because she ended up taking them with her. My manager got something. She ended up, I think it was like a salad or something she took with her. My other supervisors got like a whole bunch of stuff. She ended up taking some with her. And they're looking at me like, how did you finish your meal? And I'm just thinking to myself, because I was hungry. And they're going, well, we're thinking about meals for like the next couple days. I'm thinking to myself, okay, congratulations. I'm thinking I was hungry, I ate. We got dessert. I didn't have any of it. It was a nacho sort of a crispy thing with an ice cream scoop on top of it. I didn't really want any dessert. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I was content with what I had. I figured by the time like later in the night rolls around, I could get like a snack or something to munch on when I'm at home, which I think I kind of did. I don't remember anymore. But anyway, it was an alright trip. Though coming back home, it was silent, other than the radio playing until my manager put on her playlist from her music player. It was silent. Very little talking, if any. Very creepy. I know I fell asleep at least one point because I was snoring. But, I mean, it was a good trip. Don't get me wrong, it was a good trip. But it's just the fact that... it's like I said, it was the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants with the one guy that got brought along for the ride. Because I'm thinking to myself, I was kind of lost as to what exactly I was bringing along to the party, other than, okay, he's a good worker, he knows what he's doing, I can give him an assignment and he'll do it, which I did. But it was mostly just confusing, and I'm just sitting there going, okay. And I'm just in my own little world as we're driving home, and we're driving up there and we're driving home. I'm in my own little world like, yep. I'm just in my own little world looking at the scenery. That was all I was doing. I was looking at the scenery and in my own little world. Ride home, looking at the scenery, take a little nap, looking at the scenery in my own little world. It was a fun trip. Would I ever do it again? Don't know. Well, it was a fun trip. I will say this, be it ever so humble, there is no place like home. Yes, Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz had that right. Be it ever so humble, there is no place like home. But anyway, that was my that was my trip. I can safely say, as far as hotels go, that was kind of nice. I mean, I watched the TV. That was kind of cool. The shower, though, got very hot. The water that came out of that was very hot. That came out of the shower. But I mean, the hotel was nice. I mean, as many jokes as I'm gonna make about it for years to come, it wasn't that bad of a hotel. I mean, it was an econo lodge, so you figure, okay, it's not the Ritz. But still, it wasn't a bad hotel. As many jokes as I'm going to make about it. Then again, everybody makes jokes about a hotel they stay at. And that was the first one I ever stayed at. But anyway, it was a fun trip. Entertaining. If not a bit confusing. But anyway, I just didn't enjoy the music on the way home. We kept getting on the radio. It was like, we get Justin Bieber every now and then. I think I heard Katy Perry half a dozen times. I know I heard at least 18 or 19 Justin Bieber songs. I didn't know there were that many. I don't even want to know that there were that many. I could have went the rest of my life without knowing that there were that many. And I think it was mostly the same song. But it wasn't that bad of a trip. All in all, it's just, I will joke about it till my dying day. I guarantee you I will. I will just joke about it till my dying day. But yeah, it wasn't that bad of a trip. I did have a bit of fun. It was something different. So my mom was right. There, Mom. Satisfied? I admit it. You were right. As far as would I do it again, though, I don't think I would, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I did have a good time in the long run. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. So Christopher Sabat and Sean Schimmel were advertising the Super Saiyan Showdown. And Sort of like the Megabots battle that was hyped up and hyped up and hyped up. This one just fell flat on its face. I mean, Goku should have won that fight. And I did watch it. I didn't watch the whole thing. It's 3 hours long. I didn't watch the whole thing. I fast forwarded to the main event, the Goku versus Vegeta fight, where you had Sean Schimmel taking on Christopher Sabat. That's what the fans wanted to see. And in all honesty, as good as it was, I still call BS on it. I mean, let's face it, that was sort of a one-sided match from the start. It was Team Vegeta going into it. It was Team Vegeta that won. Sean Schimmel even said that he couldn't get his controller to work right. The buttons weren't working right. Granted that Christopher Sabat had trained for it. He even said it, hey, I trained for this all week prior to the event. Blah, blah, blah. So he did come right out and say, yeah, this and that. But at the same time, he's going, no, it's, sort of a... It was a one-sided. It really was. It was one-sided. I wasn't exactly a huge fan of it. I personally think it could have been so much better. It pissed me off. And then you have this being the main draw for most of the thing. And then they had like a championship round, I'm guessing, between like the rest of the people. Like the Ultimate Championship, where Goku and Vegeta were basically the commentators for it. And that was the part when I turned it off. I'm like, you know what? This was as lackluster as the Megabots fight. Now, don't get me wrong. I've watched some video game tournaments before. I watched the... I'm trying to think of the name of it here. It was sort of... It reminded me of one game that I played. It's like a real-time strategy game. Oh, God. What was the name of it? I don't know. You had like two different fractions you had to play as. One was bugs, one was soldiers, and you had to basically try to make your own little base and mine resources and things like that as quickly as you could in the tournament. And I watched it, and I cannot think of the name of it! To save my life, I can't think of the name of it. But I watched that, so I'm not immune to video game tournaments. But this one, this was a joke, right? I mean, seriously? This is what you guys were hyping? This happened for what reason? Other than, I think, to piss fans off. Because that's pretty much what it did. At least as far as I'm concerned, that's what it did to me. That was a joke, right? I mean, that would be like pitting a kindergartner in a game of hopscotch against a dog. Literally. The match was stupid. It wasn't done well. I think there was some behind-the-scenes cheating, personally, but I can't prove it. If you want to watch it, check it out. I know ING still has a video up. You can see it on their site, or at least on their YouTube channel. It's 3 hours long. And the best part of it is the Goku Vegeta fight, and that's literally not too far into it. So that's literally like a good chunk into it. So I don't really know if you want to invest the time to watch it. It's your call. But either way, I have issues with it. Major issues with it. As far as I'm concerned, that was an actual joke, right? I mean, that didn't happen. That was like a wash. We're going to have the real fight. It's going to be animated, and we're actually all going to see it. They're going to do the voices of this. That's what it's going to be? Because this was the real thing. I mean, that was sad. I mean, they even made a championship belt for this and everything. They got awarded to Christopher Sabat. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, seriously? I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z. I like fighters from what I've seen. Seriously? We're gonna do this. Seriously? This is what the fans wanted. The fans wanted to have Goku get his ass kicked by Vegeta and have Vegeta basically be the ultimate god of this? That's what the fans wanted? That's what they wanted? Really? I kind of find that hard to believe. But anyway, it did happen. Like I said, I'm not a fan of it. It pissed me off. But if you want to check it out, it's still up on ING's YouTube channel. Check it out. Give it a shot. I just want to end this with, it was a joke, right? Please tell me out there it was a joke. I will believe it if it's a joke. Well, speaking of Dragon Ball Super announced last week, well, at least there was an announcement last week about GGG no Kataro taking over the 9 a.m. slot on Sundays, which is usually held by Dragon Ball Super. That sadly was confirmed last Saturday, but it just missed getting on the podcast. And sadly, it is definitely 100% true. Dragon Ball Super is ending. Its final episode will be the last Sunday in March, which, let me pull up my calendar here, because I'm a dummy and don't have a Rolodex. March 25th will be the final Dragon Ball Super episode that we will have, at least for a while. Now, this was rumor at this point as to, is it going to continue? We are getting the 20th movie in December. We got, Dragon Ball Super's huge right now. The Universe Survival arc is coming to an end. It was hinted that there's going to be a second one. People were freaking out about that because the head angel made a comment to both the Xenos that the next God Pad, I'll make sure to update the God Pad and upgrade it for next time. Meaning that there's going to be another tournament. At least that's what people are getting at and thinking about. So, that could also mean that it's going to be in the movie. That could be what the main movie's about, is the God Tournament. Like the next stage where like an evil god or something comes out of the woodwork and decides to hold a tournament and sucks characters up until they figure out a way to rebel. But you never know. But sadly, though, it is ending, which really bums me out. But if you think about it, it's done its job. It's been on for almost 2 years. If not over, it's at least definitely 2 years that it's been out. Dragon Ball Super has aired over 100 episodes. Okay, granted it doesn't have the staying power that Dragon Ball Z had. That was over 200 episodes long. This one's only over 100. So while yes, it is sad that it's like half the strength, is it done for good? We don't know. It might come back. There might be more happening. We just don't know. There was still that rumor floating around that it's moving to Wednesdays. We know for a fact it's going to be off Sunday morning, so that's definite. As for what's happening to it at that, anything else is speculation. So the 25th of March is sadly the last and final episode for now. Don't know if it's getting moved, like maybe the next week it'll be on a Wednesday. Maybe I get 2 episodes that week. I don't know. I can't tell you until it happens. You won't know what happens until it happens. And once that point happens, well, then we'll know. But anyway, it is sad that it's ending. I thought it could have went a little further myself, but still, there's a lot it could have done. And there's still a lot more it could have done. But that's kind of sad. But there you go. Neat stuff happens. For those of you out there that are still playing Marvel Contest of Champions, I got some good news. The 6-star champions are on the way at the end of the month. Now, what does this mean for those of you that are still playing the game, like myself? Well, get ready to get spammed in the Alliance Wars and arenas and overall. Now, this is what's off the official blog, or the official forum anyway. 6 stars joined the contest January 31st. We're excited to announce that 6 stars will be available to add to your roster on January 31st, 2018 with the release of version 17.01. Oh great, so that's going to be another 3-hour update followed by possible patches because they're going to screw something up. While we posted an announcement that they were coming a while ago, like last year, some of the details have evolved since then. Here's more information on these powerful new champions. You can encounter the 6-star champions early. As you've been playing, as you have seen already, 6-star champions can be encountered while playing the game. You will also be able to fight them off with your 4 and 5-star champions, but you will also need to use your skill to defeat them. Much like fighting a rank 5, level 50, 4-star with a 3-star champion. 4-star champions will still be the criteria we base a lot of our content on, like our master difficulty level and various other special events. 6-star champions will have an easier time in those modes. However, we are working on content that will be better suited to stronger champions, like the uncollected difficulty level, some of which you've already seen. Yeah, that I haven't even gotten to that part yet. You have to beat Act 5, Chapter 1 to get that title of uncollected, and that changes the whole game. I haven't even gotten that far yet. I'm still like in Chapter 2 of the main story. That tells you how far I've gotten. So they go, how powerful are these champions? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. How powerful are these champions? Well, a 6-star champion... Yeah, scroll down. Okay. You will need to collect 6-star shards to get these things. How powerful are they? Their champions at rank 1, level 25, will have slightly higher stats than a 5-star champion at rank 4, level 55, and 6-star champion at rank 2, level 35, will be slightly higher in stats than a 5-star rank 5 at level 65. So in other words, they're stronger. We know. But the part that pisses me off, you gotta get shards for these. The only way you can get them is duplicating your 5-star champions and completing the uncollected difficulty of monthly event quests. Uncollected difficulty is unlocked once you've reached summoner level 40 or higher and completed Act 5, Chapter 2. Okay, so it's Act 5, Chapter 2, and you gotta be at level 40 or higher. So I'm still definitely out. But here's what pisses me off. They're starting this off with 24 champions for the 6-star, and this is the entire list here, okay? This is the list. You get Storm, Karnak, Captain America World War II version, Juggernaut, Gamora, Yondu, Deadpool X-Force version, Kingpin, Red Hulk, Loki, Angela, Nebula, Cable, Winter Soldier, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, King Groot, Green Goblin, Beast, the classic Daredevil, Yellow Jacket, the Jane Foster version of Thor, Black Bolt, and Rocket Raccoon. Out of all the champions you have at your disposal, I did not see the words Iron Man in this. I did not see the words Ant-Man, Vision, Ultron, any of the high-up ones that have been in this for a while. Iron Man is not even on this list. Kingpin was only added recently. Nebula was only added recently. Cable, Green Goblin, Rocket Raccoon, Yondu was only added recently. That was only added when the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out. That's when you finally got around to adding him. That was like maybe a couple months after that. He made the list. We don't get Iron Man? Iron Man, one of the first Avengers, one of the original group of Avengers, after he took over, Iron Man doesn't make the cut to become a 6-star champion off the bat. World War II Captain America, Juggernaut gets it. X-Force Deadpool gets it. Hell, you got Winter Soldier in here. Luke Cage and Iron Fist, King Groot. None of them are important. And yet, Iron Man, The main Avenger, the one that so many people like, especially me. Check out an Iron Man fan group sometime, you weenies. And you didn't add him to the 6-star roster that gets released day 1? What the hell? Was he going to be OP or something? Come on. In the near future, we will be releasing a featured 6-star crystal. We'll release more information on this crystal soon, so stay tuned. Yeah. They gave you some information, though, here on leveling and ranking up 6-star champions. Reaching rank 2 of a 6-star champion is going to cost more resources than reaching rank 5 of a 5-star champion. So while they are more powerful, it's up to you if you would like to spend more resources on your 6-star champion versus just using them for your smaller ones in the arena and kicking ass in there. Currently, you will only be able to reach rank 2 of a 6-star champion. We are working on making the resources available for higher ranks in the near future. Keep an eye out for those Tier 5 class catalysts. Yeah, my guess is you're probably going to need like a Tier 3 Alpha Catalyst, Tier 5 class catalyst, and a crap ton of gold. To get rank 1 to rank 2, you're going to need 7 Tier 4 basic catalysts, 7 Tier 4 class catalysts, 7 Tier 2 alpha catalysts, and 3 Tier 5 basic catalysts. Average gold per cost, 24,924. Gold needed to rank up to rank 2, 529,173. Right now, in my game currently, I have like 400,000 gold, and that was from months upon months of doing nothing but letting it build up. Like, I'm talking weeks, battles, every little thing I've done, opening crystals that give you gold, has gotten me that. It's going to cost $500,000 gold, or over $500,000 gold, to rank up from rank 1 to rank 2 for a freaking 6-star champion. But God forbid, here we go, ready for this. To go from rank 2 to rank 3, you need 8 Tier 4 class catalysts, 8 Tier 2 alpha catalysts, 4 Tier 5 basic catalysts, and 1 Tier 5 class catalyst. Average gold per level cost? 26,934. How much to upgrade it to rank 3? Unknown at this time. Additional details for rank 4 and higher are going to get released in the near future. This sort of seems like a recurring theme with this. Oh, well, you're going to get more information in the near future. Well, we'll come back later on with more information. You morons had an entire, I want to say, good, when the hell did this, I think it was like October or November. I think it was October they announced the 6-star champions were coming. I think it was October. Because I think it came after that one update, because that's when everybody thought they were coming. That's when we saw the crystal for it. Then we had to do a emergency patch, that they had to do an emergency patch for everything. But it's like, that was October. You had October, plus all the time beforehand. So you got October, November, December, January. 4 months plus, at least 4 months plus, you could have been figuring out what you want to do for this. Well, how are we going to get the characters to rank up? Come up with a class 6 catalyst that you need to use on them. You need to have this one in order to get it up to rank 4. 3 of them to get it to rank 5, and 6 of them to get it to rank, to the final rank, and so on. But this is something else that's annoying. The new 6-star mechanic is called Adrenaline. And Adrenaline is a brand new mechanic in the contest that is only available to 6-star champions. After your champion is struck by your opponent, you may be able to hit your opponent back to regain some of the health that you lost. Here's more on how this stupid little system works. So apparently when your champion is hit by the opponent, 100% of the damage is dealt to your champion as usual. In addition, adrenaline is added to your champion's health bar. The amount of adrenaline added is based on a percentage of the damage received. When your champion hits the opponent, when you attack your opponent and you have adrenaline, adrenaline is subtracted from your champion and converted into regular health. The amount of adrenaline converted is a percentage of your champion's attack rating. What the hell did I just say? That was like reading the hieroglyphs inside of the spaceship that crashed outside of Roswell. This effect only occurs on light, medium, heavy, and special attacks, and does not apply to damage dealt that is caused by abilities such as bleed, poison, etc. Adrenaline is applied on hits and blocks. You can gain adrenaline from chip damage from blocks. When your champion is idling, 1.5 seconds after your champion is hit, adrenaline starts to decay. It decays at a rate of 1.5% of your champion's total health per second. Adrenaline does not count as actual health, so even if you have adrenaline, if your health drops to 0, the fight is lost. Adrenaline does not interact with your masteries or buff nodes, so it is not affected by effects like heal block. The one exception is healing abilities. When your champion heals, it reduces the amount of adrenaline they have. The ratio is 1-to-1. For every 1 hit point they heal, 1 adrenaline is reduced from the health bar. Did they even think this out? This honestly sounds like something that they did not think out. They just figured, no, we're just going to throw the 6-star champions in this. Let the chaos begin. Where can I use my 6-star champions, you may be asking? Well, you can use them in solo quests, event quests, alliance quests, and alliance wars. Neat. We're excited for these new champions to join the contest. If you'd like to discuss this edition with other summoners, check out their forums. I'd like to say this in closing of this topic. No Iron Man. BS system for how your stupid mechanics works for those champions. You're going to cost an arm and a leg. So you definitely want people to crack open their wallets and start giving you money. So we got lack of decent characters, bloated and ununderstandable mechanic system for them, cost of astronomically proportioned to upgrade their asses, and the fact that the game was fine without them. Ooh, we're gonna get 6-star champions! Why not just jump the gun and include God champions? Just go, hey, this is the God crystal. You know what's in here? Any champion you get out here is maxed. You get one of these every 6 months. The champion inside is completely random from any of the champions that you can get. And if you duplicate it, it loses its health, or it loses one of the abilities that it's granted. So no duplicating it. This honestly seems like an overbloated attempt to get money, and it sort of annoys me. So I can safely say that I'll end up having to go up against these 6-star champions, because you know there are people that are going to buy the crystals. They're going to try to find a way to get like the cheap shards, find the shards. They're going to spam the crap out of this, dropping money like crazy, like it's water, to get their hands on a lot of these crystals so that they can get the 6-star champions, so that they can rule the Alliance Wars, the Alliance Quest, and the arenas. And that's what it's going to be. And that's what saddens me. Because then it's taking a fun game and basically turning it into a who's got a bigger wallet. You got the bigger wallet? Okay, well then you're the team leader now. Maybe I should just form my own guild again and just pick a peaceful, quiet place and call it home. Ah, good old Xenoverse 2. You're not dead in the water yet, even though Fighters is on its way in here. Well, it just announced earlier this week, on Wednesday, that they're going to be releasing the DLC for Jiren and Android 17. Now, for those of you who basically have been living under a rock, Android 17 is now on par with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and Jiren's basically your angel. Yep, this will be fun. So, a new DLC pack is coming to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 that adds the ultra-powerful Jiren and the iconic Android 17 to the fighter roster, which has grown exponentially since this game came out. I want to say that. For those who have been keeping up with the Tournament of Power arc in Dragon Ball Super, you'll understand what a big deal it is to be able to play as Jiren. The Pride Trooper from Universe 11 tosses aside attacks and opponents almost effortlessly, while taking fighters such as Goku and Vegeta at the same time in their most powerful forms. If his power levels in Xenoverse 2 live up to the reputation that he has established in the anime, he's going to go to pick for any player. He's going to be their go-to pick. He's basically going to be OP'd and spammed like crazy on online matches. But along with the relatively new Jiren is another character that's been added, and it's the Dragon Ball Super version of Android 17. No stranger to anyone who's watched either Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, or even knows the franchise, period. But the stamina-filled fighter is returning with some new tricks to add to his little bag. In addition to these characters, which will be part of a paid DLC package, yes, paid. That means if you want to get these guys to play as them, you got to fork over the cash. And people thought loot boxes were a ripoff. So you go figure. A free update is also coming that'll add a new battle system and special costumes for select fighters. An extreme boost in power will be available during fights, demanding on some battle circumstances, and the power will take different effects depending on who uses it. So in other words, it's, we don't want this game to die just yet. Fighters came out, it's going to kill us, but we're not out of the water just yet. The press release from Bandai Namco, boo, shared more details about the two fighters coming to the DLC bundle called Extra Fighter Pack 2, along with additional information about the free update. Jiren, member of the Pride Troopers, has special move. He has a special moves such as meditation and a power rush, which no other character can contain. Android 17 has a new ability which allows him to absorb attacks as well as brand new fighting style. The free update, for those of you that don't want to fork out the cash for the two characters, free content will also be available in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, including a new battle system, new avatar skills, and new special costumes for Dragon Ball characters. Limit Burst is the new battle system that can be used once per battle. Players can dramatically increase their ability temporarily depending on the number of members in the enemy team. The type of boost will also differ based on the fighter. Some characters may power up their team members whilst some may lower the stats of the opponent. The free update will also bring a new Avatar Awaken skill, with the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or SSGSS, or Super Saiyan Blue as it's called in the damn canon. Start saying it like that in your updates, you jackasses. Where players will be able to feel the power of the gods and be transformed into the infamous blue form. Finally, new swimsuits will be available for Android 18 and Videl, because you know we gotta have some eye candy in this. So let's get prepared for the summer season. So, you're finally giving them Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, huh? The players were bitching and demanding this for years. Oh, no, let me rephrase that. Well, years as far as game time is concerned. I mean, the game's only been out for a couple years. They've been bitching for this for a while. You said, we don't want to make the Saiyans too powerful. What the f do you call this? No, I'm serious. What the f do you call this? Oh, we're adding a new battle system called Limit Burst, which I'm guessing is sort of like Limit Breaker Goku's power. But at the same time, so that the Saiyans aren't overpowered, you have that. But now the Saiyans are going to get Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Because we're just giving the fans what they want so that they will keep playing our game. Let's face it, folks. They know the writing's on the wall. Fighters is going to kick their ass. They have no chance in hell anymore of keeping the game going. As far as they're concerned, hey, Fighters is going to kick our ass? It sounds about right. Fighters is going to kick our ass, so we're screwed. Okay. Give them Super Saiyan Blue. Maybe that'll keep them around for a little while longer. Whereas, but how do we balance it? Put Limit Burst, a new battle system in. That'll balance it out. Yeah, it balances it and screws up the whole system at the same time. Way to go, Bandai Namco! So let's see. Let's follow the train of events that probably led them to this. Fighters is good. The beta testing's kicking ass. What other games are we currently pushing money into? Xenoverse 2? Ah, crap. Damn, that's gonna be a bad thing. Well, let's give them Super Saiyan Blue. Well, how we balance it? Give them Limit Burst, that'll balance it. And then we need to have some eye candy in there, too. Get new swimsuits for Android 18 and Videl. That'll make the fans happy. And that should balance the world out until Fighters crashes and burns once they realize that it's a bad game. And we just put some money into it to shut fans up. That should do it. Alright. If you need me, I'm going to go screw over another Naruto and Digimon game. I mean, how? It makes no sense, but that's what it is. New stuff's coming for Xenoverse. You at least get some decent stuff in the freebie, but if you want the characters, you gotta pay. Why not just give you one of the two characters in the free update? Hey, you get a random chance to get one of two characters with the free update. You can either get Jiren or Android 17, and it's random for each download. You can't tell me that's not possible. I don't know. I think Xenoverse 2's writing's on the wall. It's soon done. It knows it's soon done, but that's just an idiotic, boneheaded move if I have ever seen one in my life. Alright. Japanese fans out there have decided to rank anime that were better than the original manga or the novel. Why? I don't know. When it comes to adaptations of popular manga and novels, the original is usually considered the holy grail. Yes, usually. An anime that tops the original appears, well, every now and then. Very, very rare. So Pollsters Goo asked their readers to list the top 20 anime adaptations that were better than the manga or novel. So let's go through all 20. Starting off at number 20, we have Kochi Kame. Never heard of it. Number 19 was Kimono Friends. Number 18, Doraemon? Seriously? Doraemon made number 18. Number 17. Haikyuu. Not kidding. Number 16. Sergeant Frog. I believe it. Number 15. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Now that I gotta call BS on. The manga was not bad. The manga actually answered more questions than the anime. And it wasn't even technically an anime. It was an OVA, for crying out loud. So technically it answered more questions than the OVA did. Number 14. One Piece. That, I believe, has been going on for over 800 episodes. Number 13. Nodame Kentabo. Never heard of it. Number 12. Working. Number 11. Natsume's Book of Friends. Guess to not be confused with Natsume's father's Little Black Book of Friends. Number 10. Shazeni-san. Never heard of it. Number 9. Sailor Moon. Which got an annoying reboot. Never should have gotten in the first place. The manga, I will admit, was not as good as the anime series, but the original series was way better than its stupid reboot. Number 6. Crayon Shin-chan. I only ever saw the anime series, actually, and I will admit the anime series was funny. I liked it. Number 7. K-On! Heard of it, never watched it or read it. Number 6. Nintama Rantoro. Never heard of it. Getting into the top 5, we have Detective Conan. We all know how I feel about Case Closed, which is what the English adaptation was called. Funimation, you miserable bastards, finish the damn show! The manga wasn't bad, but finish the show for God's sake! At least give us some more dubbed movies! Number 4, Attack on Titan. Pleading the fifth. Number 3, Lupin the Third. Still pleading the fifth. Number 2, Tanaka-kun is always listless. Well, apparently you're not listless in this time. You made it onto a top 20 list. But I know what it means and never heard of it, so moving on. And number 1, drum roll please. Gintama. Really? A manga about a guy that delivers stuff and fights evil has an anime adaptation that's better than the manga. Seriously? Seriously? Honestly here? No, that's a joke, right? I mean, I can think of like 6 other manga series that were out. Sword Art Online was better than the light novels. Fans have admitted that have read the light novels. Dot Hack was better than the manga. All versions of it. Even Legend of the Twilight was better than the manga. Hell, Legend of the Twilight had nothing. Way better. Full Metal Alchemist was better than the manga. Even Brotherhood was better than the manga. And Brotherhood followed the manga to a T. The original Full Metal Alchemist didn't even follow the manga full because it was still going on when the series was ending. Brotherhood followed the manga to a T almost, and it was way better. It hurts my mind sometimes how people get idiotic and other things, and oh god. It just hurts imagining that. It really does. It hurts. The Academy Awards. I hate the Academy Awards. Not so much as... Okay, I'm just going to come out and say the Academy Awards are a joke. let's face it, folks, if you watch Adam Ruins Everything, you know they're a crock. It's all paid up. It's bribery, what have you. It's a crock. I don't like them. But this gives me one more reason not to like them. No anime at the 2018 Academy Awards. So the official nominees for the 2018 Academy Awards were announced, and the list is a bit of a bummer for anime fans. No Japanese films made the cut this year. None. But yet, and this one I have agreed with so many people on, the films that were nominated in the animated feature film category are The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. I have heard of 3 of those. How in the hell is The Boss Baby animated Academy Award material? Ferdinand's the story about a bull. Coco's the story about a kid that travels to the dead. The Boss Baby is a story about how babies want to remove pets from the world so they're the cutest thing out there. Did I miss the point when the world stopped on its axis and the intelligent people were chucked off and the earth started spinning again? Was I asleep in a steel room or something that I couldn't bounce out of? Did I miss something? Likewise, no anime shorts even made it into the animated short film category. Several anime films from 2017 were submitted for nomination, including In This Corner of the World, Mary and the Witch's Flower, Napping Princess, A Silent Voice, and Ordinal Scale, the Sword Art Online movie, Ordinal Scale. It was nominated, or submitted for nomination. Didn't even make the cut! Mary and the Witch's Flower didn't get the cut. Napping Princess didn't get the cut. A Silent Voice didn't get the cut. But yet The Boss Baby makes the cut. So which one of these people is in the back pocket of who's the guy that was starred in that movie? Alec Baldwin. How many people were in Alec Baldwin's back pocket? You know, I really think he's a good actor. I think his thing in the CGI movie is really good. You know, I think it's almost like the Kingpin's third move from Contest of Champions. He just beats the crap out of all the other stuff and just throws money on it. It's like, yeah, you know, I think you should take it all. Don't come back. You're not getting a nomination this year. Go take that and lick your wounds. I mean, God! The biggest surprise snub may be In This Corner of the World, which earned positive critical marks in both Japan and abroad. The last Japan-produced animated film to receive a nomination was Studio Ghibli's The Red Turtle in 2017. So the Academy Awards doesn't want to nominate any Japanese anime, but yet we're going to over-glorify The Boss Baby. This is almost as bad. I'm sorry to say this for anybody out there that's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Denver Broncos fan, okay? This is almost as bad as seeing that they're getting into the Super Bowl. I'm not a fan of the Eagles. I'm tired of hearing about the Eagles. And now, if The Boss Baby wins at the Academy Awards, I'm going to be hearing that for the next 60 years. Because you know what's going to be funny? That's going to go down in history. Well, it's an animated movie that beat out all other animated movies, and it's just so cute. No! I watched the CinemaSins version, which is the Cliff Notes version, which basically gets you right down to the nitty-gritty of the stuff, and it sucked. It sucked. I wouldn't have paid money to see it. I agree with them right at the start of this. The mom is at least 9 months along. And that's when her and the dad decide to ask the oldest son, their only son who's about to become an older sibling. Wouldn't you like a little brother or sister? No, I like it just the way it is. The mom gets this quizziting look on her face as she puts her hand on her distended stomach. No shit, Sherlock! The mom's way past the point of asking this question. That's something you two should have asked before you did the horizontal polka and the dance with no pants. 9 months later is not the time to ask your little son, how would you like a little sibling to call your own? No! And this movie is getting nominated for an Academy Award. Way to go! Next stop, the Oscars. We can all get screwed together. God. You didn't even take in the corner of this world, in this corner of the world, Mary and the Witch's Flower. None of them got a silent voice. Should have at least gotten into this. In this corner of the world, I read stuff about that. That should have made it in. You nominate The Boss Baby? A movie about a bull? Ferdinand? That gets in? Coco? Coco shouldn't even have gotten in. Do you know how many people were pissed off about that stupid short, the 21-minute one that I bitched about a few weeks ago? Like last year when they removed it? How many people were pissed at that thing? That gets into this nomination, but Ferdinand gets in. The Boss Baby, but no anime titles? Did I miss something here? I'm starting to hear a Weird Al song in my head. The night Santa went crazy. This is the night Andrew went crazy. Yeah, I just saw the Academy Awards list, and I'm freaking out. Here comes the FBI and the National Guard and the CIA. We got a chopper from the Eyewitness News. Yeah, we're all watching Andrew go crazy for Cocoa Puffs because no anime got nominated for the Academy Awards! I mean, what the hell? That is just wrong on so many levels, and you know it. So, Academy Awards don't want any Japanese anime in it. Okay, fine. I won't watch the Academy Awards then. That'll save me some time when it premieres. Crap, that's tomorrow actually. Oh well. Who cares? Good old Sword Art Online. How I like Sword Art Online. Well, good news. An event in Sword Art Online, or at least an event for the altered reality, or augmented reality, is finally letting you experience the game, experience the series as close to the game as you're going to get. So Sword Art Online fans in Japan will soon have a way to get closer to their favorite series. With the help of a special app, Tokyo Anime Tourism is giving fans the opportunity to explore Tokyo while interacting with Sword Art Online characters via augmented reality. The special AR spots will be marked on a map within the app, and those who visit enough of these locations will get a chance to win related prizes. Some of the prizes include clear files, towels, and pin back buttons. It all starts with a kickoff event in Belsalie Akihabara, which will be host to special rare character encounters on January 28th. After that, the AR event will be available until February 28th. So in other words, you get to walk around Japan, interact with virtual reality characters, and win towels and pins and other crap. Okay. Not the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but, I mean, if augmented reality is getting to this point where you're going to have special spots for this stuff, I can see this replacing park rangers or at least tour guides at national parks. It's like, okay, everybody grab your VR goggles. Okay, follow Bill or follow the line that is now popping up on your VR. It will take you to your first spot. Everybody please stand by that spot and you will see Bill, our happy, helping little tour guide. Have a nice trip, folks. Please remember to come back and don't fall off the mountain. And then as that group leaves, you have the next group coming in. I mean, this is a neat idea, but at the same time, I kind of see problems with it. I mean, while it is cool, it sort of seems like a cheap way to get people to walk around Japan, which, in all honesty, Pokemon Go's been having them do for how many years? How long now? 2 years? It's been 2 years that thing's been out, and they've been walking around. Come on, guys. I think this ship has sailed on this. But, it's interesting, but idiotic at the same time. This is besides the dub for Sword Art Online being horrendous, this is a blotch on an otherwise spotless record. God, is it a blotch. Alright, folks, we're at the final topic of the night. Yes, that's right, we've reached the final topic of the night. The 4D screenings of the 2016 Detective Conan film is going to be including a special message. Now, I talked about this a couple weeks ago in another episode of the podcast where the latest Detective Conan film comes out on April 13th in theaters. But before that, the 2016 Detective Conan movie, The Darkest Nightmare, will be released in 4D. Viewers who attend the 4D screenings will get a special bonus aside from the rocking seats and special odors, that is. Screenings of The Darkest Nightmare will contain a special message for fans at the end of the film, according to a report out today, which was 2 days ago, actually, according to the article's date. Accompanied by photos of someone in an adorable Conan mask for some strange reason. Yes, it was... I'll try to get the photos up. If I don't, it is kind of creepy looking. Adorable yet creepy. The special message will contain a message from Toru Amuro, the character also known as Rei Fuora and Bourbon. Viewers will also receive an original postcard signed by Amuro, signed by Amuro's voice actor Toru Furuya. Yeah. Screenings begin February 10th. We hope to see people with huge Conan heads in attendance. I like Case Closed. It's a good series. I wish it would have continued here in the U.S. And I've said this so many times. I think I did an Andrew Rance video about this. If not, it's definitely overdue. Why it did not finish here in the U.S. It was a good series. It was a mystery story. We never got a conclusion of it. We ended up getting some of the other movies. I saw a few of them. I own 1, 2, and 6. I had to watch 3, 4, and 5 online because I could not find them at my local Best Buy, and my local FYE at the time wanted to charge me an arm and a leg to freaking order them, and it wasn't worth it. But it's still kind of sad that it ended here, but it's kind of interesting that there's going to be a special message at the end of the movie when it's screened. So I'm wondering, is this a message that, hey, it's, the anime's ending? Is this, hey, Conan needs your help? I'm kind of interested as to what the message is, but we're going to have to wait and find out when people leak it, and that won't be until February 10th, so we got a while to wait. But still, that's going to be interesting, though, to find that out when it happens. I wonder what the message is. Huh. So many questions, so little time. Alrighty, folks, and that's going to do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I hope you had as much fun as I did being here for the last, hour or so. My laptop battery is currently at, because I don't have to charge it up, 31%. So, yep, I think it's time to call it a night, folks. I've had a lot of fun with you all tonight, ranting and raving and complaining and talking. I got some fruit punch left that I got from my favorite convenience store, and a nice smelling room deodorizer that I picked up today at the Dollar Tree. So I get some nice stuff to look forward to. Not to mention, Backtracks USA is still going to be on for about an hour and a half, so once I wrap this up, I get to listen to that. But anyway, if you have any topic ideas for the podcast, anything you'd like to hear me rant, rave, and complain about, feel free to drop them in the discussion section of my YouTube channel. Send them to me via Twitter at OtakuRoads, or email them to me at acrpodcast@gmail.com. All lowercase, by the way. I'd like to give a special shout out to all my fans who constantly view my videos. Thank you so much for being there. As PBS would often say, it's viewers like you. Thank you. And I mean that. So, until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Adios, bye-bye, sayonara, and I'll catch you next time. Later.